Well, we have some very, very, very inconvenient video that just got released last night due to probably some heroic local police officers who are sick and tired of the narrative of the nonsense of the mental health issue. No, we now know unequivocally last night that the incident that happened on that, as of last night, the incident that happened on that light rail train was race motivated. The man that took the Ukrainian refugee's life explicitly celebrated the fact that he had erased a white woman. I mean, how many more? I mean, leave a like on the video if you're fatigued right now. If you're just fatigued, maybe it's with a certain group of people, maybe it's with the media lying about it. Maybe it's a general malaise of just not wanting to deal with this anymore, just wanting to have a good life, wanting to have things go okay. Let's get into this story. Whether you guys have been going absolutely ham on the second channel, we're now at 89,000 subscribers. By the end of the week, we could hit 100,000. You get one new uncensored video per day on that channel, not covered on this channel. Today I have a especially good one about a military veteran that I think you're going to want to tune in for. So I'll leave it linked in the description, or you can just type in Jeremy space Hambly, and you can probably find the channel. It's showing up in the search results now. Help me out by subscribing and enjoying a little different kind of format for those videos. Now, this is perhaps one of the biggest narratives, right? The mother of DeCarlos Brown, the individual who had been arrested and released 14 times, has come out and disavowed his behavior. This is relevant information on the case from the mother of DeCarlos Brown. Brown was arrested 14 times and served a 5-year sentence for armed robbery. Brown's own mother then had him involuntarily committed because he was schizophrenic and dangerous, but of course, the system released him. It's like in that movie 28 Days Later. Do you remember that movie? One of the best all time. Now the sequels are, I mean, the 28, what was it? 28 Days Later, then it was 28 Weeks Later. That one was okay. 28 Years Later was aggressively mid, and now they have another sequel coming out that I'm sure will be just as mid, but that's neither here nor there. There's a scene in the first movie where Cillian Murphy, they have that, happens to be black, but it's just a coincidence. Like soldier that's a zombie, or I'm sorry, infected with rage virus. They're not zombies; they're infected with rage virus. And he cuts his chain and unleashes him on the house of people. And is a perfect metaphor for what our woke government is doing. They have people like this. They know they don't belong in civilized society. They know they need desperate and consistent medical care. And instead of doing so, they're just releasing them on us, just like they did with DeCarlos Brown. Can't blame the family here. Can't really blame the criminal justice system either. He was arrested, convicted, and served his time. But a mental health system that allows someone like this to be on the streets is going to get a lot of deserved criticism. Here's the mom back on August 27th. We heard from DeCarlos' mom. She's not making excuses for her son. She says what he did was atrocious, it's horrible and wrong. The point of her speaking isn't to make her son to be out the victim. He's not. She says she wanted to speak about the arrest to highlight how the system had failed and things got to this point. Well, it's Democrat leadership, isn't it? With Brown not yet appearing before a judge and police largely quiet about the details of what happened, Brown's mom provided more context on things escalated to the point where Irina, the Ukrainian refugee, was randomly removed from this planet. As previously reported, Brown had served more than 5 years on an armed robbery charge. When Brown was released from prison, Brown's mom said he started saying weird things. He says she got evaluated, but his behavior became aggressive, so she got him involuntarily committed. He was placed under psychiatric monitoring for just 2 weeks, and he was placed under psychiatric for 2 weeks and diagnosed with schizophrenia. Okay. Now, of course, After he was released, she said Brown became so aggressive she had to kick him out. He then became homeless. In January, Brown was arrested for misusing the 911 system. Police say he called from the hospital and claimed someone gave him, quote, man-made material that controlled when he ate, talked, and walked. Despite his criminal past and homelessness, Magistrate Teresa Stokes allowed him to be released from jail on a written promise, a cashless bail, to appear in court last month on this charge. His public defender questioned Brown's mental capacity. Judge Roy Wiggins ordered a forensic evaluation. Brown's mom says the court should have never let her son be out in the community, knowing he had mental health issues and previous arrests. CMPD's community policing team was also well acquainted with Brown. They encountered him just three times already in 2024 and referred him to resources each time. CMPD still has not answered any questions asking what these sources even are, what these resources are, and if he accepted any of them. If Brown has any resource, if they keep encountering someone who refuses help, and why wasn't Brown arrested and when accused of criminal activity? I mean, nobody helped the Ukrainian refugee. I mean, the thing is, these people get so obsessed over optics. Here's a perfect example. Surveillance footage appears to show DeCarlos Brown Jr. saying, I got that white girl. Now, I'm not going to show the video. I'm going to cut back to my face, but you'll be able to hear the audio. Just because it's just not, you know. He's on the screen. There's a knife dripping blood all over the place. By the way, there's passengers on this train right now who are literally sitting here on their cell phones. Let me show this. Here's a passenger on a cell phone. Here's another passenger standing there watching as this guy is carrying his weapon. Nobody's even moving. Very, very odd. Yeah, I can hear him saying, I got that white girl. I got that white girl. Not a single person on this. Not a single. Okay, there's a black guy that moves away from him smartly. There's blood everywhere, and not a single person intervenes. In fact, there's people just standing there as if nothing happened. I mean, I don't even really understand how this happens. I mean, I can go to some stills here. This guy's just standing looking at all this blood. This woman's, bleeding out on the floor. And everyone's just like, oh, okay. By the way, he was walking around repeatedly saying, I got that white girl. Why? Because it was, in fact, about race. Here's Fox News saying the slaying is about race.
Now, why would that be?
Shout out to Will Kane, I believe.
Why would one story demand 100 articles and another story,
Daniel Penny,
0 articles? And it's because the media is more interested in the all capitals story, the narrative, than the facts or the truth. Take a look at the difference here. I want to show you the actual truth.
He's showing this numbers that you never showed, right? 117,900 white on black aggressive crimes. 400,000 black on white. Now, understand that when we look at the percentages of the population, white people, more than 50% of the population, not for long if we don't close our borders, but that's neither here nor there. And these crimes are committed by black men. So black men represent 8% of the population. They commit 4 times as many crimes against white people, yet they represent just 7% of the population.
When it comes to crime, the story is about race.
Correct.
Race. Take a look at the black on white crimes. 385,000.
Will he go into per capita?
In 2023. The white on black crimes, just under 118,000. You see the comparative numerical difference. But now, here's what the media actually does. They did what our camera operator just began to do a moment ago. I'm going to step out of the way. I'm going to show you literally what the media does with a camera. they zoom in on this number. This number, devoid of context. Now, why would that be?
I mean, of course. I mean, it could have been about climate change, too. We don't know. We don't know exactly. I mean, it very well could have been about climate change. I mean, this is crazy. The mother comes out and says, hey, I begged for this guy to be locked up. I begged for him to be locked up. Begged. And they refused to do it. They just refuse to do it. Why? Because these people want these other, I mean, by the way, white, black, Asian, yellow, purple, whatever. Our leaders, this is what they want. They want these crazy maniacs walking the streets because it gives them power, because it gives them control, right? They change it. They don't care about the narrative. The mayor coming up being like, oh my God, it's just so terrible. No, you wanted this. You fomented this. You say everything these violent people do is a quote unquote mental health incident when it's not. All right. This guy, there is absolutely no question that he should have been in prison. His own mother said he should have been in prison. But black leadership and woke white women in these countries, or in these counties, or cities, they don't want to do that. I guarantee you that black dude on the train didn't want to get stabbed by this guy either. Right? The judges need to be accountable. The judges need to at least be available to have civil lawsuits. This is crazy. Stop putting these people back out on the street. We know what you're doing. I hope you were informed by this video. If you were, please do leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.